and welcome to, welcome to another booktube video from me, Lauren, from Lauren and the Books. Happy Easter. It's Good Friday today when I'm filming this, but this will not be going up. Oh, it'll be going up on Easter Sunday. Happy Easter to everyone who celebrates or who is just enjoying the break as I am. Welcome to a book haul. I've been building up on some books that I've needed to show you in a haul because there's some in here that I really want to add to my TBR for spring. We've got 4 sections. We've got books I've bought, books I've got from a community library, books that the publisher sent me, and books that people have sent me from my wish list. Which is so nice. Should we start with the ones I've bought? Yeah, let's, because the top one of this is one that is going on the TBR. We've got Fundamentally by Nusaiba Yunus and also The Persians by Sana Mahjoudi. These are both books that are on the Women's Prize for Fiction shortlist. I have a Patreon book club where we pick a different theme every month, and then there's 2 books, and the people in the Patreon book club can vote for which book they want to read. For the April theme this month, the theme is books that were on the Women's Prize for Fiction long list, and these were the 2 books I picked. Well, blow me, they've only both ended up on the shortlist, so well done me. And this is the one that won. So I will be reading both of these, but this will be prioritised. In fact, I'll probably start this next week because I need to discuss it. This isn't the last Sunday of April, is it? No, next Sunday is. Yeah, so, I mean, both of them sound very good. Nadia is an academic who's been disowned by a puritanical mother and dumped by her lover, Rosie. She decides to make a getaway, accepting a UN job in Iraq. Tasked with rehabilitating ISIS women, Nadia becomes mired in the opaque world of international aid, surrounded by bumbling colleagues. Sarah is precocious and sweary East Londoner who joined ISIS at age just 15. Nadia is struck by how similar they are, both feisty and opinionated, from a Muslim background with a shared love of dairy milk and rude pickup lines. A powerful friendship forms between the 2 women until a secret confession from Sarah threatens everything Nadia has been working for. So yeah, apparently it's very, very funny. Apparently it's sort of very observant and witty. I'm really looking forward to reading it. I'm really looking forward. Out of all of the books I've read on the Women's Prize long list, I've only loved 2. I loved Nesting, and I loved A Little Trickery. Is that what it's called? A Little Trickery, yeah. I liked a lot the artist, but they have been the only ones that I've loved, so hopefully this will also be one that I love. And then we've also got The Persians, which is on the shortlist as well. A righteously funny, deeply moving and life-affirming debut novel following 5 women from 3 generations of a once illustrious Iranian family as their lives are turned upside down. Meet the women of the Valiat family. In Iran, they were somebodies. In America, they're nobodies. First, there's Elizabeth, the regal matriarch with the famously large nose, who remained in Tehran despite the revolution and is keeping company by Nayaz, her Islamic law-breaking granddaughter. In America, Elizabeth's daughters have built new lives for themselves. There's Shirin, a flamboyantly high-flying event planner who considers herself the family's future, and Seema, a dreamy idealist turned bored housewife languishing in the privileged hills of Los Angeles. And then there's the other granddaughter, Beta, a disillusioned law student in New York trying to find deeper meanings by giving away her worldly belongings. Every time I move, I can hear my earrings hitting one another, and I keep thinking that's really loud, but of course it's because it's in my ear. When an annual vacation in Aspen goes wildly awry and Shirin ends up being bailed out of jail by Beta, the family's brittle upper-class veneer is cracked wide open. Soon Shirin embarks upon a grand quest to restore the family name to its former glory. But what does that mean in a country where the Valiats never mattered to anyone, and will reputation be enough to make them family again? Spanning from 1940s Iran into splintered 2000s, The Persians is a portrait of a unique family in crisis that explores timeless questions of love, money, art and fulfillment. Here is their past, their present and possible new future for them all. I like a book that spans an amount of years. It's always been something that I've enjoyed, particularly sort of like revisiting one part and then flipping back to the other. But I've realised in more recent times that if that period is a big period, I find it a bit too vast. So I'm hoping 60 years from the 40s to the 2000s is going to be fine for me. But there was a similar book on the long list. Well, not a similar book. There was a book on the long list which spanned a period of years. Oh my God, I can't think what it's called. Somewhere We Know or something like that. And I just found that too vast and couldn't connect to it. So hopefully that's not the case with this one. So those are the 2 that I bought. Then I got 2 from a community library. This one is so heavy. You could do some damage with this. And that's Jonathan Strange and Mr. Nurell by Susanna Clarke. Susanna Clarke wrote Piranesi, which was my favourite book. I think it was my actual favourite book of the year a few years ago. It also won the Women's Prize. And I've been meaning to delve into this other book, Jonathan Strange and Mr. Nurell by Susanna Clarke. I read the little Christmassy one she did for Christmas, A Tale of Midwinter, which I really enjoyed. This, guys, is over 1,000 pages. It's just over 1,000 pages. 1,006 pages. So I think I quite like to read a long book in the summer. And so do my Patreon book club people. So this might well be going on the summer holiday reading. Because in July normally, I think it's July normally, we pick a book that's long. So yeah, I mean, this is really long. It's 1,000 pages. So I know nothing about it really, apart from I really enjoyed Susanna Clarke writing in Piranesi. Let's have a look. The year is 1806. England is beleaguered by the long war with Napoleon. To be honest, hasn't started strong. And centuries have passed since practical magicians faded into the nation's past. This book is so heavy. But scholars of this glorious history discover that one remains, the reclusive Mr. Nurell, whose displays of magic send a thrill through the country. Proceeding to London, he raises a beautiful woman from the dead and summons an army of ghostly ships to terrify the French. Yet the cautious, fussy Nurell is challenged by the emergence of another magician, the brilliant novice Jonathan Strange. Young, handsome and daring, Strange is the very antithesis of Norrell. So begins a dangerous battle between these two great men, which overwhelms that between England and France. And their own obsessions and secret dabblings with the dark arts are going to cause more trouble than they can imagine. Like I said, it's so heavy. Oh, it's also got pictures in there as well. Oh, I'll fly through it if there's pictures in there. I mean, this is a picture of over almost 200 pages. Oh, I've lost it. Where's the bloody picture gone? Oh, there's one. I don't think this gives too much away. It's a man sat in a chair and a sort of ghostly, angry figure pointing at him. So yeah, heavy, really heavy. Then also from the same community library, which was in a phone box, a red phone box, The Love Hypothesis by Ali Hazelwood. This has been being pressed quite heavily on me on my Kindle. This is one that keeps saying you'll like this. So yeah, as a third-year PhD candidate, Olive Smith doesn't believe in lasting romantic relationships, but her best friend does, and that's what got her into this situation. Convincing Anne that Olive is on her way to a happily ever after was always going to be tough. Scientists require proof. So like any self-respecting woman, Olive panics and kisses the first man she sees. That man is none other than Adam Carlson, a young hotshot professor and well-known ass, which is why Olive is positively floored when he agrees to keep her charade a secret and be her fake boyfriend. But when a big science conference goes haywire and Adam surprises her again with his unyielding support and his unyielding abs, their little experiment feels dangerously close to combustion. Olive soon discovers that the only thing more complicated than a hypothesis on love is putting her own heart under the microscope. That sounds like a summer read to me. Two very good books from a community library. Do love that so much. Then I've got two very good books which are sent to me off my wish list, which is Lovely Lovely. And I feel like, well, this is the third mention of Patreon Book Club, but this is the book that's won Patreon Book Club for May, because in May, I'm going to be reading, I'm going to call it L.M. Montgomery May. I'm going to be rereading all of the Anne of Green Gables books, and then this is another book by L.M. Montgomery called The Blue Castle, and this was on the vote with Anne of Green Gables, which we've read for book club before, and this one. So it says here, The Blue Castle is a charming novel by L.M. Montgomery that follows the life of Valency Sterling, a shy and repressed woman who lives in a small conservative community. Valency's life takes an unexpected turn after she is diagnosed with a fatal heart condition and resolves to break away from societal norms and her oppressive family. She embarks on a voyage of self-discovery, discovering freedom, love and a sense of belonging she never thought possible after escaping to an entrancing lakeside cottage known as the Blue Castle. Through appealing wit and lovable characters, the novel investigates themes of self-liberation, the pursuit of happiness, and the transformative power of embracing one's authentic self. Sounds lovely. I'm not this published. Oh, also, it looks like it's sort of self-published. There's no publisher on here. Tale Teller House, it says. Canada 1926. The edits and layout of this version are copyright by Tale Teller House. But yeah, so looking forward to reading that. That's going on the TBR. Then I was also sent, and this is a reissue, Sizzle and Drizzle by Nancy Birtwistle, the green edition. Nancy Birtwistle won Bake Off many, many years ago, but I know her mostly for her love of green cleaning, and also sort of like applying that green living to all areas of her life. And there's things like I follow her on Instagram, and she does a lot of, like I said, green cleaning, but also like making her own presents and stuff like that. And this Sizzle and Drizzle was a cookbook of hers that got published when she first won Great British Bake Off, but they've reissued it in this sort of like cheaper version that isn't glossy pages filled with pictures and stuff like that, because these are much more accessible to do. And what she's done there is, so here we go, let me take this for example, choco fudge slices. There's no pictures in here, but there is a QR code at the end which will take you to the video to show you, talk you through it. And for me, someone who's learning, I really appreciate being shown, actually shown how to do things. So if I was looking through here, my date and orange cake video, read the recipe and then go onto the QR code, and then within that there's also sort of like tips to help you along the way with sort of like green living. So for example, this date and orange cake, you need fresh ginger, and in the middle of this recipe, just before you get to the full bit, it says buy fresh ginger once a year. How many times have you bought fresh ginger for a recipe, cut off what you needed, popped it in the fridge, and when you need it again a week or two later, you go to the fridge only to find out it's wrinkled and dried up and has to be thrown away. Instead, you go and buy some more. Instead of letting this happen, wash and dry a fresh ginger root, put it in a freezer bag and pop it in the freezer. When you need ginger for your recipe, take it from the freezer, grate what you need, skin and all, while still frozen, then pop it back in the freezer for the next time. You will never be out of fresh ginger again. I did not know this. This is groundbreaking for me, and apparently lemongrass and horseradish work the same way too. So there we go. I'm very, very much looking forward to getting involved with this, and it will be a different experience for me because I'm a cookbook girl who likes a picture. David would not even entertain the idea of cooking something if there wasn't a picture of it. So yeah, but I'm really looking forward to this. I've also got her green and clean book, which is clean and green, which is very good, so highly recommend. So thank you to the people who bought me these from my wish list. Adored. And then I've got 4 books from the publisher. The first one, I'm very excited about this one. Oh, hold on, I've put them on the wrong, that goes there. Is Owning It, Our Disabled Childhood in Our Own Words, and this is edited by Jen Campbell, along with James and Lucy Catchpole, and illustrated by Sophie Camlish. And yeah, it's a journey through childhood with the best writers in the disabled community. And it says here, from birthday parties to navigating the sports field to being given random free stuff to juggling hospital visits alongside social lives, these 22 true stories capture the highs and lows, the tears and laughter, the friendship and fallouts of growing up with a disability. Whether you're disabled yourself or know someone who is, this book is a window into the young lives of these disabled writers, their stories in their own words. So yeah, as I've said, we've got Jen Campbell and James, and it was Lucy Catchpole as well, but we've also got people in here, Ilya Kaminsky, Matilda Fayasayo Abini, Elle McNichol, Rebecca Tausig, 2 writers that I've read before, Ashley Harris Whaley, Kendra Winchester. So yeah, I'm very much looking forward to it, and the illustrations look great. So yeah, that's going on the TBR too. Then all of these are from Picador, from Pam Macmillan. This one is One Small Step, the definitive account of a run that became a global movement, by Paul Sinton Hewitt, who is the founder of Park Run. Now, Park Run is something that I've taken part in sort of casually in the past. People are less casual about it, my father-in-law included. My father-in-law volunteers at his local Park Run every single week. He does that because a couple of years ago he was taking part in the Park Run and had a cardiac arrest, and the volunteers of Park Run managed to keep him alive and use the defib that they had installed there because of Park Run, and for the ambulance to arrive, the air ambulance to arrive and take him away, and now he is fit and well. He owes Park Run his life and pays them back every week by volunteering on there. So yeah, I'm interested to find out about the sort of logistics behind Park Run. It's just celebrated its 20th anniversary. There's no blurb on this because it's a proof, but yeah, I think it's going to be very, very interesting. Oh, here we go. They have got it. This is the story of a simple idea that turned into a global movement. This is the story of Park Run, told for the very first time from the man who started it all. Growing up in the brutal care system of South Africa, Paul Sinton Hewitt had a lonely, difficult childhood, yet he found solace in running, a simple pleasure that taught him resilience and offered a young boy a sense of worth. With dogged determination, Paul built a stable family life for himself and eventually settled in the UK. But by 2004, he was struggling to hold it all together. He'd lost the successful career he'd worked so hard for, his marriage had broken down, and now a devastating injury threatened to cut him off from the running club, which had been a lifeline. In search of connection and purpose, Paul came up with a simple idea. He would start a weekly time trial run every Saturday morning in his local park. There would be no winners or losers, and it would always be free, and Paul would be there every week, even on Christmas Day, whether or not anybody else came. Little did he know that just from 13 runners on that first Saturday, Park Run would grow into a 10 million strong community across 5 continents. 20 years on, Park Run continues to grow, bringing together people from all walks of life in search of happiness, health and community. Filled with hope and optimism, one small step is a powerful affirmation of how coming together in simple ways can change our own lives and might even change the world. This has just come out, it came out on the 10th of April. So yeah, sounds great, doesn't it? And then I've got Paul Takes the Form of a Mortal Girl by Andrea Lawler. This was sent to me in celebration of Trans Visibility Day. It's 1993, love a book set in the 90s, and Paul Polidori's Tens Bar at the only gay club. Oh, that's really strange turn of phrase, Tens Bar. I mean, I guess is a bartender, at the only gay club at a university town, thrumming with politics and partying. But Paul's also got a secret. He's a shapeshifter. He transforms his body and his gender at will in search for belonging and love that travels across America from Iowa City to San Francisco. Paul Takes the Form of a Mortal Girl is an exhilarating, razor-sharp, queer coming-of-age story whose hero-heroine winds his way through a world gutted by loss in the wake of AIDS, pulsing with music and opening to an array of intimate connection. Andrea Lawler has written an instant cult classic. Great. And then lastly, this is so Severance, this front cover as well, isn't it? David and I are watching the second series of Severance at the moment. This is the sort of Facebook meta book. This is by Sarah Wynne Williams, Careless People, a story of where I used to work, power, greed and madness. And Sarah used to work at Meta. Sarah Wynne Williams, a young diplomat from New Zealand, pitched for her dream job. She saw Facebook's potential and knew it could change the world for the better. But when she got there and rose to its top ranks, things turned out a little different. From wild schemes cooked up on private jets to risk in prison abroad, Careless People exposes both the personal and political fallout when boundless power and a rotten culture takes hold. In a gripping and often absurd narrative, Wynne Williams rubs shoulders with Mark Zuckerberg, Sheryl Sandberg and world leaders, revealing what really goes on among the global elite and the consequences that is here for all of us. Candid and entertaining, this is an intimate memoir set amid powerful forces. As all our lives are upended by technology and those who control it, Careless People will change how you see the world today. There we go, but yeah, proper Severance, isn't it? So those are the books that I have been sent in the month of April, but also I think some of them I got in March as well. Let me know if you've read any of these. Let me know if you would like to get them now you've seen them, and I'll see you all again soon for another BookTube video. Goodbye!